from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Hello there, good evening and a warm welcome to the National News Broadcast. I'm Niketh Karunaratna.
And I'm Shainali. Let's have a look at the headlines first.
The world's biggest kidney stone is reported from Sri Lanka. 34 children infected with dengue are currently undergoing treatment at the Lady Ridgeway Children's Hospital. Labour laws have been updated to suit the present needs. Applying for online will be effective from tomorrow. Thousands of people have been shifted to safer places in India and Pakistan.
On to those and other stories in detail now. The biggest and the longest kidney stone formed in the kidney was successfully removed by surgeons and staff of the Army Hospital. The surgery, which is considered as a Guinness World Record, was conducted at the Narayanpeta Army Hospital recently.
The surgery was done by a medical team headed by Consultant of Renal Disease Lieutenant Colonel K. Sudarshana, Captain WPSP Pathirana and Dr. Thamanasha Prematilaka also supported the surgery. Colonel UALD Pereira and Colonel PS Abhisingha helped as anesthetic specialists. The removed kidney stone is 13.3 centimeters in length and weighs 8.1 grams. According to Guinness Records, the longest kidney stone was removed in India in 2004. It is 13 centimeters in length and the heaviest kidney stone was removed in surgery conducted at a hospital in Pakistan in 2008. It was 620 grams. Health Director General of Sri Lanka Army, Major General P.A.C. Fernando and Dr. K. Sudarshan presented a report on the patient's health condition and the removed kidney stone to the Army Commander, Lieutenant General Wickham Lianagay.
Director of the Lady Ridgeway Children's Hospital, Dr. G. Vijay Surya, says that 34 children suffering from dengue fever are undergoing treatment at the hospital at present. Of them, 9 children are treated for dengue hemorrhagic condition. Director of the Lady Ridgeway Children's Hospital, Dr. G. Vijay Surya, said that they have adequate stocks of medicine for dengue patients, and he kindly urges the public to seek medical assistance if any child is suffering from fever, as the dengue fever and the virus fever is existing these days. However, he said that the diagnosis of both diseases are tough. He further reiterates to seek medical assistance immediately if fever remains for more than 3 days in order to diagnose if it is dengue. He stressed that children suffering from fever should not be given medicines or treatment without proper medical advice. Director of the Lady Ridgeway Children's Hospital, Dr. G. Vijay Surya, said that certain effects to the liver can occur even for children after contracting dengue. He said to keep children from refraining from playing or participating in sports at least for 1 month after recovery. Children should compulsorily be prevented from mosquito bites. Children should be kept resting after recovery of the disease. Director of the Lady Ridgeway Children's Hospital, Dr. G. Vijay Surya, said that to avoid contact with dengue mosquitoes at all chances. He also said by paying attention to the clothes they wear, by using repellent methods and using mosquito nets while sleeping. He also emphasized the importance of keeping the surroundings clean at all times. Now, in further news, French President Emmanuel Macron has invited world leaders, including President Ranil Wickremesinghe, to participate at the conference to draw a new global financial treaty.
And this conference will be held in Paris on the 22nd and 23rd of this month under the title of Finding Solutions to the Burning Issues Faced by Present World. The world leaders hope to discuss the need to find solutions immediately for the multiple crises that affect the global community. The world is now suffering from climatic changes, deprivation of biodiversity, impact of COVID-19 pandemic, armed conflicts and many other issues. Having identified the necessity of a new financial treaty to face these challenges, the French counterpart has officially invited President Ranil Wickremesinghe. This conference is also targeted to find solutions for the issues of carbon-free global economy, maintaining sustainable development goals and restructuring of multi-party financial sectors.
Now, a Chinese expert in an exclusive interview with Rupavahini made a remarkable revelation on the chronic kidney disease that became a major health issue in rural farming districts, mainly in north-central Sri Lanka. Professor Yang Min of the Chinese Academy of Science says that the main cause for the disease is a chemical composition of the deep groundwater in the affected areas. He made those revelations based on a study carried out by Chinese experts since 2014 as part of an ongoing project.
Today we have Professor Yang Min from the Chinese Academy of Science. He is here to discuss about very important project that they are carrying in Sri Lanka. Professor, welcome to Sri Lanka, and it's a great pleasure to have you with us for this interview from the National Television of Sri Lanka. So first I would like to know about the history of this project.
In 2015, when His Excellency President visited China, signed a MOU between the CAS, Chinese Academy of Sciences, and the Ministry of Water Supply, MOU, and with the witness of the national leaders of two countries. And we try to establish a joint center, China-Sri Lanka Center for water technology, for the research of water technology and the demonstration, and we call it the JRDC. And then this project was supported by our Chinese government. So then the Chinese government decided to use the Chinese government aid to construct this center, and with the strong support from Chinese government, this center was finally constructed and finished in 2020, and now GRDC is in operation. So we sent a delegate to investigate the situation in the CKD affected area, and so we found that in this region people are drinking the groundwater mainly. So we thought that the groundwater quality might be the causing factor for this disease. But before we came, and a lot of experts, including WHO experts, came to Sri Lanka, and they have made a survey on water quality, and they found that some hazardous chemicals, including the heavy metals and even the agricultural chemicals, are not with a high concentration. So these conventional hazardous chemicals might not be the reason for causing the CKDU, and so we need a very complicated research on this issue, and then maybe we can identify the factors. So we have a good discussion with the Ministry of Water Supply. So at the same time, we have initiated the joint research on identifying the causing factors of CKDU, and at the same time to develop the technology to remove the potential hazardous compounds from groundwater. And through our holistic survey of groundwater, we found that in the CKD affected region, the simultaneous presence of calcium ions and the fluoride ions with a relatively high concentration seems to be the potential causing factors. And then since we found that the simultaneous occurrence of fluoride and the calcium at a high concentration is the potential reason, then we decided to develop some technology to remove these two compounds from groundwater, and we found that electrodialysis technology is very useful for the removal of these compounds.
Minister Manushanane says that all arrangements have been finalized to update the labour laws to suit modern working conditions. He expressed these views at a press briefing held in the Ministry of Labour today. A legal framework has been prepared considering proposals and views of all stakeholders to suit both labourers and employers. The minister stated that these drafted laws will be enforced within a period of 2 weeks. Minister Manushanane said that they are hoping to introduce laws to prevent discrimination in workplaces. It consists of eliminating existing differences in the active regulation of employment, hours of work and remuneration of persons in shops and offices, and enact legislation that treats everyone equally. He also said that they will work to prevent harassment and all forms of sexual harassment in workplaces. The minister also added that they are looking forward to introducing a 5-day work week and flexible working hours according to the employer's wishes. And legal provisions are introduced to provide opportunities for part-time employment. He said that provisions are made to employ women workers at night subject to conditions, and also said that legal provisions are made regarding paternity leave. He further added that methods are introduced to streamline working from home, and legal provisions are brought to formalize foreign employees working in Sri Lanka. The minister also emphasized that they are working to introduce a minimum wage system according to current and accepted methods. Trade union leaders, labour representatives, public servants, civil activists and several others were present on this occasion.
Meanwhile, forwarding passport applications online will be effective from tomorrow. The inaugural ceremony will be held at the Homagama Divisional Secretariat under the patronage of President Ranil Wickremesinghe tomorrow evening. The government has introduced this online system as a remedy to end long queues at the Immigration and Immigration Department. Application forms and further information are available at the website www.immigration.gov.lk. A sum of 5,000 rupees is charged to obtain the passport under normal procedure. A sum of 15,000 rupees should be paid to obtain it within 3 days. Those who have lost the passport and who are unable to submit the birth certificate or the national identity card cannot obtain passport through online systems. Children under 16 years are also not allowed to apply online. Controller General of Immigration and Immigration Harsha Ilukpitia says that persons whose passport are expired are also able to apply online. Controller General of Immigration and Immigration Harsha Ilukpitia said that applicants can now make appointments to submit biometrics either in one of the 51 divisional secretariats, the main office of Immigration and Immigration Department, or from the regional offices at Mathura, Kandy, Kurunegala and Vaunia. He also said that applicants can now make payments online or through any bank of Ceylon branch by producing the receipt they receive from the divisional secretariat office. He further said that the passport will be handed over to the courier after 3 days and will be delivered to applicants' residences same day in Colombo city limits and outer Colombo within 2 days.
The COPE committee stresses the need to amend the prison ordinance. When the COPE committee met recently, their attention was focused on the prison department. A parliamentary committee has revealed that the congestion in prisons has increased up to 259%, where 26,791 inmates are occupying the prisons at present, whereas all the prisons in the country could accommodate only 11,762. It was revealed at the Committee on Public Accounts, which met at the Parliament complex recently, that in some prisons the congestion has gone up to 300 to 400%. The Justice Ministry Secretary Vasanta Pereira said 26,791 inmates were occupying the prisons, even though all the prisons can accommodate much less. Prison Commissioner Tushara Upuldenius said 17,502 inmates are remand prisoners, while 9,289 are convicted. It was also revealed that 1,309 inmates were languishing in prisons while being unable to pay fines imposed by courts.
World Blood Donators Day fall today, and this year's title is Donate Constantly and Protect Lives. Annual blood demand of the island is nearly 400,000 units. This demand is supplied by blood donors. The World Health Organization has named this day with the aim of expressing gratitude to blood donors. Annually, millions of lives of sick people are saved through blood and platelet transfusions. The WHO aims to maintain blood transfusion services in all countries in the world. Nearly 70 countries have achieved this goal. Sri Lanka achieved this target in 2014. And Sri Lanka is the only country that has achieved the target in the South Asian region. The national ceremony to mark the Blood Donators Day was held at the National Blood Transfusion Center in Narayanpeta today. In addition, 3,000 blood donors were facilitated at 24 blood donation centers island-wide. This program was conducted under the patronage of Deputy Director General of the Health Ministry, Dr. Sudat Dharmaratna. Volunteer blood donors and organizers of blood donation campaigns were specially facilitated at these ceremonies.
The Sectoral Oversight Committee on Media, Youth, Heritage and Modern Citizens has obtained guidelines from the university lecturers with regard to future plans relevant to mass media. The Sectoral Oversight Committee has met recently at the Parliamentary Complex. The committee discussed over preparing a 10 years national action plan to prepare a quality media index. They also focused attention to establish a media research institute and a system to grade media channels, preparing a media policy framework and quality standard for teledramas and several other issues. Parliamentarians of the Sectoral Oversight Committee and lecturers from the Kalaniya and Sri Jayawardhanapura universities and Sri Pali campus participated in this meeting. Now, leader of the National People's Power, Anurakumara Disanayaka, says that his party will be committed to the struggle of securing people's democratic rights.
And he pointed out that local government polls and provincial council polls should be held before the next year's presidential election. He made these comments at a protest rally held in Tangol, demanding to hold the local government polls immediately and several other matters. Leader of the National People's Power, Anurakumara Disanayaka, said that Pradesh Sabhas are governed by a single officer at present. A single governor also rules the provincial councils. Provincial councils earn billions of rupees income. Many hospitals and schools in the Hambantota district come under purview of the provincial council. However, all these institutions are ruled by the governor himself. A single officer or person having the authority to rule the public bodies is illegal and anti-democratic. Therefore, the National People's Power will struggle to get these elections without delay in order to secure the franchise of the people.
Minister Dr. Susil Premajayant says that 5,500 graduates from all 3 languages for several subjects will be recruited to teaching profession soon. At a meeting held in the Ministry of Education, he said for the development of educational sector, the discipline of the students is essential. Minister Dr. Susil Premajayant said that 7,500 teacher trainees who have passed the final exam will be provided with appointments on Friday. Of them, 1,300 trainees will be appointed to the vacancies in the national schools. In addition, 5,500 graduates under 35 years of age will also be appointed as teachers. Cabinet papers have been prepared to recruit graduate teachers for the subjects of science, mathematics, technology, languages and geography. Teaching vacancies in schools in all 9 provinces will be filled soon.
In the meantime, the UNP parliamentarian Vajra Bewardhana says that the government is gradually achieving the target of restoring the economy of the country up to the level as it was in several years ago. All political parties should extend their support to this endeavour. Parliamentarian Vajra Bewardhana made these remarks participating in a meeting in Gaul area yesterday. Parliamentarian Vajra Bewardhana said that the President will meet members of the Paris Club in the 16th of this month. After having discussions with them, the economy can be restored as it was in several years ago. Then the government can further decrease price of essential items. Price of cement should be decreased by at least 1,000 rupees. Therefore, all political parties must support the government, shedding their political differences.
And now here's some more local news items in brief. The 82nd anniversary and the 52nd annual session of the Sri Lanka Chemistry Institute was held today at the Foundation Institute in Colombo under the patronage of Minister Vijayadasa Rajapaksa. A group of researchers who invented new discoveries was felicitated and offered cash prizes on this occasion. President of the Sri Lanka Chemistry Institute, NMS Hettigadara, and group of chemistricians were also present. Sirimao Bandaranayaka Vidyalaya in Colombo conducted a community treatment program titled Sharing Smiles at the school premises in line with the 50th anniversary. United Nations Association sponsored this program. Books, magazines, stationery and a stock of essential items were donated. The Colombo Crime Investigations Unit arrested a suspect with drugs at the Stafford Avenue junction in Kirulapana today. The police also seized a haul of drugs, electronic weighing machine, 2 mobile phones and a motorcycle. An entrepreneur workshop for senior citizens was held in the Temple Trees yesterday. It was jointly organized by the Prime Minister's Office and Asia Pacific Finance and Entrepreneurship Development Institute. And that's a wrap of local news. Stay tuned for foreign news after this break.
Prima, cut to me, Fantamai!
Welcome back after the break. Tens of thousands have been evacuated in India and Pakistan as parts of the country's brace for an extremely severe cyclone to hit on Thursday evening. A cyclone named Bipashai, which is initiating over the Arabian Sea, is forecast to make landfall in Kutch in the western Indian state of Gujarat. In Pakistan, the storm is expected to hit the coast of Sindh province and affect parts of Karachi city. 7 people have died in India amid heavy rains. The Gujarat government said it has evacuated nearly 38,000 people to safety from its coastal districts. The Weather Office has warned people of blackouts and floods. Authorities reported that trains in the region have been suspended, while 2 of the largest ports in the country have stopped operations.
Former US President Donald Trump has pleaded not guilty to historic charges of mishandling sensitive files at a federal court in Miami, Florida. Former President Trump is the first US president to be hit with the federal criminal indictment. He later traveled to his golf club in Bedminster, New Jersey and addressed supporters. It was reported that he had told the assembled crowd that he had every right to hold the classified documents but hadn't had a chance to go through all of the boxes. He said he followed the law and went on to list a series of unsubstantiated claims as well as grievances against President Joe Biden and his former rival Hillary Clinton.
In the meantime, Russian President Vladimir Putin claims that Ukraine's counter-offensive has been unsuccessful, with its army suffering major losses. Speaking at a meeting of war correspondents, he said that Kyiv's losses were approaching a catastrophic level. That has not been verified, and Ukrainian President Zelensky has denied the counter-offensive is failing. President Zelensky has thanked Ukrainian troops for every step and every meter of Ukrainian land that is being liberated from Russia. Ukraine's military declared on Wednesday that Russian losses in the past 24 hours had included 680 soldiers, 8 tanks and an air defense system. Both sides give daily claims about enemy casualties. Kyiv's counteroffensive is in its early stages and modest gains have been made in the eastern and southeastern regions. Malaysian police said they would ask Interpol to locate a US comedian who offended Malaysian authorities with a joke about missing flight MH370. The offender, Jocelyn Shea, has told that she was not making fun of tragedy and victims, but was trying to find humor in tragedy. Malaysian police said they would seek assistance of Interpol to locate her as they investigate her for indictment and offensive online content. Interpol has not responded to questions on whether it would act on the request for assistance from Malaysian police. Shea said, choked in a viral video, that Malaysian jets cannot fly, referring to the Malaysia Airlines flight that disappeared in 2014.
Prima Katumi Fantamai.
And on sports news for tonight, the first players' auction in the history of the Sri Lanka Premier League cricket tournament was held at the Shangri-La Hotel premises in Colombo today.
The auction started at 3 p.m. and this is the first time the players are selected through an auction. 360 players have been registered for the auction. Out of them, 156 are foreign players. The first auction player was Dhananjay De Silva. The Abulara team purchased him for $76,000 US. Charita Salanka was bought by the Jaffna Kings for a sum of $80,000 US. The first foreign player auctioned was Shoaib Malik from Pakistan, and he was purchased by the Jaffna Kings for $50,000 US. Beloved Candy team bought Dushmantar Shamira for $70,000 US.
And in further news, a representative from the Ministry of Sports has been appointed to the Executive Committee of the Sri Lanka Cricket under the guidance of the Minister of Sports.
Asad Dimel has been appointed as the representative of Ministry. Minister Roshan Ranasinghe handed over the relevant appointment letter to him today. The Asia-Pacific Ministerial Summit for Banned Steroids was concluded in Colombo yesterday. The summit was held for the 18th time this year, and Sri Lanka hosts the summit. A special media briefing was also held after the summit. The Open Badminton Tournament organized by the Western Provincial Badminton Association is being held in Colombo. The 7-day tournament is to be concluded on the 18th of this month.
Prima Katumi Fantamai.
And that's all the news for tonight. Join us again at the same time tomorrow. Good night.